The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, Student Game Report here with the man Kyle Nash. Week 3 upon us. We got a lot to talk about, Kyle, on the podcast today. I don't think I've ever seen a news dump in a span of 72 hours than I saw between Sunday and, of course, late Tuesday, going into today, of course. Kyle, what's up?
Hey, man, entirely too much. And listen, I'm starting to form a conspiracy theory based off of you as well, which adds to all these headlines, man. There's just a lot of things that are happening the right way that I can't think is at least a little bit happenstance, but we'll get into that later, bro.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, a lot of things happened. A lot of things you couldn't have predicted, really, be honest with you. Things that are playing out earlier than they should or would. Let's start there first. New York Giants and Eli Manning, of course. Yeah, it looks like the end of the era is finally here. He's been benched this week in favor of Daniel Jones, who will get the start this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, first off, let me ask you this. Does this feel early to you, or is this just right on time, you think?
It was earlier than I thought it was, but I have to be honest. I mean, it's not like Eli didn't get his chance. It's not like Eli did a great job. And to be honest, in a rare form, I'm going to give Pat Shurmur a compliment in picking a less than strong opponent for him to play against.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I'm thinking, but to me, I kind of applaud Shurmur and Gettleman for deciding this because, you're only 0-2. You play to win the game. These players are here to try to win. And if you feel that a change can actually galvanize that locker room, can galvanize that team to win some games going forward. Now, obviously, we don't this year. I had him in the under this year. But that's the preseason. You took this guy with the sixth pick in the draft. Clearly, he is your future of the team. Why not now? I mean, look at the rookie quarterbacks now, Kyler Murray and Josh Allen, and even some second-year guys. There's no better time than now to start younger quarterbacks out the gate. With the rule changes the way it is, favorable towards quarterbacks. Even the NFL is embracing some of the college stuff now in terms of and whatnot. So why not try it now? Might as well.
Moreover, let's also compound last year. I mean, it wasn't like there wasn't controversy last about having Eli in the game. Smith was named to start ahead of him, right?
2 years ago, actually. But yeah, see, come on, but there was a situation there. That Giant team, the year before that, they were a playoff team. There was a lot of lofty expectations coming to the year, that season, and they fell apart, obviously. And there was still. I mean, right. It wasn't that I was against the Eli benching then either. It was who they're benching him for, and that's why, 2 years ago I had that big rant, and then you and I spoke about it ad nauseum that year about if you're going to bench him, fine, but why are you starting Geno Smith when he's only a stopgap?
And moreover, you ended up starting Eli again anyway. No, I think, honestly, and I think an element of this is Shurmur playing for his job.
Oh, boy. I don't know, to be honest. I can't answer that, to be honest, because this year, it felt like a rebuilding year. Didn't we all assume that New York Giants rebuilding this season, right? I mean, that was the vibe you got, right? I'm sure.
Right, but I mean, if he doesn't listen, if let's put it this way, if Pat Shurmur starts Eli for the rest of the year, they miss the playoffs because of it, or they wait week 8 or 9, right? And then Shurmur starts Eli then after they're out of contention. Obviously, ownership's going to ask, listen, if you knew Eli was this gone, why didn't you bring Jones in, right? And now, if things don't go the way he'd like, he'd be like, listen, boss, I had to be the rookie quarterback, and blah, blah, blah. let's go ahead and get some pieces to protect him, and then he'll do better, and you will give me a contract.
Well, I will say this much, though, with the news yesterday, and you know me, I'm an Eli guy. I named my first son largely, not mainly, but largely because of Eli Manning. That, obviously I'm grateful for everything he's done for the franchise in his 15 years of being a New York Giant, but it's time. It is time. And I'm actually...
Yeah, and the irony of all your Eli Manning appreciation is that you're a Patriots fan, so that makes it very strange.
Yeah, whatever. But no. But in any case, it's time. Number one, and I gotta be honest with you. This is the first time. This is the first Giant game I'm pretty excited about in a while. This week because there's a change now. Now, is a new quarterback, and let's see what he can do. And it's not just like a stopgap guy. This is a guy who can be the future of this franchise. I'm kind of excited about this game. Well, no, not kind of. I am excited about this game.
Right.
It's Tampa on Sunday. And I haven't been excited about a Giant game in quite a while. Let's be honest.
Well, hey, this is what it takes for anybody to get excited about a Tampa game, I guess.
That being said, the Eli Manning conversation now with us, at this point, knowing that this is probably going to be the end of his career, barring an injury or maybe Daniel Jones shits the bed and Eli returns. I know we've had this conversation in the past numerous times on this Student Game Report about Eli Manning and the Hall of Fame and this and that.
Right.
Now that it looks like we're at the very end of his career,
right.
Unless he decides to go somewhere else. Although I don't see it happen. I think he may retire after this year. I honestly believe that. The conversation of Eli Manning's Hall of Fame chances have again become a conversation on social media, on mainstream news, lamestream news rather, lamestream as you say. Let's discuss it again real quick. Eli Manning, Hall of Famer, sí or no?
I think he should get into the Hall of Fame. I don't think he should be a first ballot.
100% there. The folks that say no, the reason I push back is that when it comes down to it at the end of the day, and we know this, if anybody knows, the Hall of Fame is an individual award. It's not how many rings you got, because that's a team award. People forget that. People Super Bowls do not weigh. It doesn't weigh as much as you think. When it comes to, getting into the Hall of Fame, in any sport for that matter. Not just football, but basketball, baseball, all that. It's literally an individual award. It's not like New York Giants and Eli Manning go to the Hall of Fame, it's Eli Manning. It's not, but that being said, what's going to save Eli outside of the 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady and all that? The numbers. He's top 10 in all the major categories as a quarterback. You may look at it and say, he played a long time, he had Odell the last couple of years. Whatever, it is what it is. That will help him because he's top 7 in passing yards, top, I think, 6 in touchdowns. That's going to help his chances get in.
Well, let me push back on this, too. He ain't had Odell Beckham.
That's true. 4 years.
Flipping long, dudes. What? And we're going to get all this excited over what? Amani Doomer? Victor Cruz? These are all cats. Listen. That receiver core has Plaxico Burress, that receiver core has been a revolving door for some time. We talk about Plax, who made the big catch in his first Super Bowl victory, where he was the MVP, by the way. I don't even think Plax
he was gone already.
For the second one, right?
That had Hakeem Nicks. It was Hakeem Nicks and Mario Manningham and Victor Cruz. Undrafted Victor Cruz, by the way. Undrafted.
Sure, and I remember Manningham. Yeah, right. And I remember Manningham because he made the play of that second Super Bowl that no one talks about as much as the play of the first one because, that was a bigger deal. But the punchline being this, that revolving door, do you even remember who Kevin Voss is? I'm just saying.
Outside of me.
Well, I know you remember it as a Patriots fan. You hated him for a long time because he wore a Giants uniform. I get that, but
my Pats friends don't get it with the whole thing, the Patriots fan thing. Because when I talk to them, they know I hate them so much, and yet you. paint a picture of EJ Christian.
You don't listen to this show where you're constantly, aspiring to like make a porn film with Tom Brady.
Could do worse, right?
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm with you there. Not first ballot. Although I got an argument with one of my buddies on Twitter. Shout out my boy Alf954. He says he's first ballot and he's getting in. I told him no, he'll get in on first ballot. I'm sorry. And if he does get in as a first ballot, that's Manning privilege. Honestly.
Well, let me put it this way: is he saying what will happen or what he thinks should happen?
He thinks he will happen. He thinks it will. No, he thinks it will happen.
Okay. I think he's right. I think that's what will happen. I don't think that's what should happen.
I told him no. He's out smoking rocks.
And if you want to call it Manning, if you want, yeah. I mean, listen. If you want to call it Manning privilege, that's fine too. There's also Lombardi privilege. If you play for him, apparently, you're guaranteed a Hall of Fame spot, unless your name is Jerry Kramer and you've only gotten in recently. There's certain elements of people who have gotten Hall of Fame inductions in first ballot when I would say necessarily that they really shouldn't have. And by the way, for anybody who hates on Eli Manning make it to the Hall of Fame, do me a favor. Look up Roger Staubach.
Joe Namath, yeah.
Numbers.
Joe Namath is a sub. People don't know on record. He's only 116 in his career. Like, Joe Namath is sub 500. Number one. Number two. I'm sorry, I didn't know we were baseball pitchers now. Like, stop.
Well,
exactly. I mean, I know.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, he'll get in. Like I said, I'm just excited for the game this coming Sunday and going forward because it's a new era now. It's a new era. We'll see if Jan Jones can do it. I'm obviously rooting for the kid, so we'll see what happens. More quarterback news. Two big injuries this come out of week 2. First off, Big Ben Roethlisberger, your boy, out for the season with a bad elbow. A lot of folks are saying this is the end of him too. A lot of people are saying this could be the it.
Yeah.
Like he could be another guy out the door at the end of the year. And I thought about it first. I was
I mean,
right. And I thought about it, when I heard it, I was like, wait, that's a little bit of a knee-jerk move. But then I thought about, like, number one, he's 38 years old. Number two, he's already threatened retirement 2 years ago. Just out of not being happy.
Right.
So it wouldn't be out of that field. So that wouldn't be too shocking, I guess, if he decides to retire.
Right. I'm on board with thinking that it is going to lead to retirement. Ben is not what Ben used to be. This isn't the guy that's raising hells in bars like he used to be as a Ute, so to speak. Right? He's married now. He's 38 for Christ's sake. I think he's going to be done, man. This is not the same guy that had his nose broken into the shape of a Z and went back out in the Ravens Steelers game and threw the winning touchdown, right?
But I'll be honest with you too, though. Kind of a blessing in disguise to the Steelers a little bit. Mason Rudolph finally get a chance to see what he can do, get a chance to evaluate who he is. You gotta remember, people probably forgot a couple years ago when we did, and I just mentioned the whole thing with Big Ben threatening retirement. That was due to the fact that they drafted Rudolph in the first place, because there was thought that he would be a starting quarterback out the gate, or at some point next year or two, prior to him being drafted. So now the guy that, quote unquote threatened your job, it wasn't a threat, it was just you took it personally that they drafted him, that now has a chance to maybe, if he has a good 14 weeks ahead, I thought he played decent in week 2 in spot duty when he had to, replace Ben. I think now going forward, if he shows some promise, I think the Steelers still win here overall.
That's obviously true, right? If your quarterback shows up to the party and doesn't turn the ball over and manages the game well, you at least have a shot. Another rookie that was true of Ben Roethlisberger, right? Listen, I'm not prepared to call the Steelers dead on arrival, but they're in trouble. And I'll be honest, at this point, what I will be fair and say is with Roethlisberger's injury. Granted, I always thought it was a two-team race with the Chiefs and the Pats, but I have to be honest. I think this cements those two teams. Like it's as inevitable as Warriors making the finals 2 years ago in the NBA.
Well, I will say this much: I am kind of bullish. I am not ready to bury the Steelers just yet, and the only reason I'm saying that is because if Rudolph played the way he played against Seattle, which is not bad, he played decent in that game actually. The one pick he threw was actually not even his fault. It was a tip. I went through the schedule.
Right.
It's not that hard, actually. I'm not saying it'll be a playoff team, but they won't fall off the cliff, in my opinion. You got the Niners this week, which, okay, they're 2-0, but I'm still on the fence with your team, to be honest with you. I'm on the fence a little bit still. Well, there you go. That's all I need to know. The fact that you're saying that's all you need to know. Then you got Cincy the week after that on Monday Night Football at home. Cincy's terrible. Okay, Baltimore W loss. Although you got to be honest, I mean, historically those games, no matter what the situation is, end up being tighter than you realize.
Exactly. The Steelers have won those games with Charlie Batch and Byron Leftwich as quarterbacks.
Then you got the Chargers. Okay, that's a toughy game. Then the Dolphins. That's a win. Indy at home. We'll see how Indy looks in November. The Rams. That's probably gonna be a loss. The Browns. They're overrated. Bengals again. Browns overrated. Cardinals. Buffalo. We'll see how they are in December. The Jets are terrible. And then the Ravens again. So it's not a that's a 7-8 win team right there.
And I hear that, but where the limitation is, I mean, you mentioned it in passing, the other teams in the division aren't going to roll over for the Steelers. And I think it's the same thing with like you mentioned them playing the Colts. I think the Colts are in the same situation, right? The situation being, of course, that their big quarterback is gone thanks to Luck's retirement. I don't know that they have enough to get past the Texans. I don't know that they have enough to get past the Titans if they could play consistently good, which has always been their problem. I don't know that the Steelers can get past the Ravens, and if they play consistently good, I don't know if they can get past.
What do you think of the trade? And obviously, you covered the Dolphins here, so the Dolphins trade with the Steelers for Minka Fitzpatrick for a first-round pick. What do you think about that? Well,
I love Minka Fitzpatrick for the Steelers. That is a significant upgrade at the DB spot. And listen, they've thrived well with guys that you can plug and play with. I mean, the most recent one, of course, being Troy Polamalu, who's literally be all over the damn field. I'm not saying that Minka Fitzpatrick's Polamalu by any stretch, but he's a good DB, and I can argue he's probably better than their best DB now, and if not, he's good enough to start once he gets ingrained. I love the pickup for them, and listen, corner overall has been a weakness in their defense since back when their defense was great.
Yes.
Again, going back to Polamalu days. I love it. I mean, for some reason, the Dolphins have decided to stockpile picks. I didn't know the 2019 draft was that damn good, but that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I
think
love
both teams
win
win here too, because if we expect the Steelers to, even if they hold serve, let's say they go 8-8, 7-9, whatever, maybe 6-10. The Dolphins get a pick now that's in the low teens, or if they're lucky, in the single digits next year. And given,
well, it's better than it would have been if they had Roethlisberger.
No, what I'm saying is that that pick should be pretty low, mid to low, no matter what. I mean, obviously Ben being gone, if Ben was there, then obviously it'd be a higher pick. But with Ben being gone, I mean, we're all going to assume it's going to be probably no higher than what, 13, 14.
I'll put it this way. If Ben were on the team, it's in the 20s.
The teens, and possibly if what, I mean, I think they'll do better than people expect, but if they do fall apart, in the single digits. Who knows? I doubt it. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I doubt it too. It could happen. We'll see. The other quarterback, of course, in the news, Drew Brees, out 6 weeks with the bad thumb. He injured against the Rams on Sunday. Now, I'm of the opinion, Kyle, that this hurts the Saints mostly in the bigger picture in terms of home field advantage. I don't think Breeze being out 6 weeks hurts the team in terms of the NFC South. Because, again, you're trusting those other 3 teams to run away with it. I don't think any of those 3 teams are good enough to do that. Carolina stinks right now. Tampa is untrustworthy. And Atlanta, is the frauds.
Yeah. Listen, the fraud cons are a thing. That being said, when you hand something to a fraud con, he's going to keep it. The Falcons just became the favorite in the division, even though they're not a top 10 team in the league. That's right, I've said it.
Wait, who did you say it to? Who did you say it to? Tell certain somebody that, real quick. That they're not a top 10 team. Thank you.
What,
DT.
You mean Danny Thompson? Listen. I can't go after DT because I have my little segment with him.
Then you can do that too on that as well.
Trash.
Pass the buck on that. Pass the message.
Listen, you can always fire in this podcast. Yeah. I'm sure he'll listen.
I'll send him a text in a second.
No, but yeah, the Falcons by default. Yeah, right. The Falcons by default are now the head of this division because, listen, I like the concept of Bridgewater as the future being a possibility, but listen, he doesn't have enough time in the barrel, in my opinion, in big games like you get in the NFC South to really show me he's ready to do to. How do you replace Drew Brees, for Christ's sake? I'm saying.
I mean, and again, opportunity also here for Teddy Bridgewater to build a stock again. Right now, he's the highest paid backup in the league. Remember, he's back from that terrible injury a couple years ago. Glad to see him back on the field, and hopefully, for his sake, obviously, I'm not a Saints fan, but for his sake, hopefully he does well, and is able to get, hopefully a starting job somewhere, if not in New Orleans in the future, somewhere else. But again,
Well, listen, this is the gamble he took when he rebuked the Dolphins when they tried to sign him. No, I want to be here in New Orleans and start for quality offense. Okay.
We'll see. It could happen. Again, if they can go 500, I think it'd be fine. Because, again, as you said, I don't expect anybody in that division to run away with that all. And again, all 3 teams, all palmatic.
And besides, if they go 500, they'll just blame the refs anyway.
Saints fans are so annoying. Oh, God. I'm sorry. They're just annoying as shit. All right. Staying on quarterbacks there, too. Cam Newton may not play this week. The Panthers in general, 0-2. I feel like a complete goob right now because they're my pick to win the NFC South this year. The 0-2. Cam looked horrible against Tampa last week. Is it safe to say also, too, that the hottest seat right now in the league is Ron Rivera's? Seat.
The hottest what? Listen, man. I've been anti-Rivera for some time, so I'll put it this way. I think he'll have the excuse of Cam fading out this year to buy him one more season, right? And I'm not sure when his deal goes up, so that could be obviously a factor too. Let's just put it this way. I don't believe that if his contract doesn't end this year, I don't believe he'll have the ability to coach himself into a new contract next year.
Look right now, his contract, his deal runs through next year. So he's going to be a lame duck next year.
I think, you're not a lame duck until a replacement is found. But I'll put it this way. He will be coaching for an extension he will not achieve.
Right. Yeah. So, next year is last year. That's confirmed. I think it's still possible to fire him this year. Because I think the new owner, Dave Tepper, wants to probably come in clean. And I think, I know Cam's deal runs through 2021. But if Cam continues to play like this and injuries and all that, I think it wouldn't shock me. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it wouldn't shock me if Tepper decides to put Cam on a train block. He's still young enough. He's still got some value.
Yeah, I mean, he could make a team somewhere better, I could argue, but I don't think he's a franchise option. And if his deal's good until 2021, I don't think he's not getting another
That
deal.
being
That's
said,
what we can safely say, I think.
Like the Saints, we just discussed a little while ago, I do think in the case of Cam Newton and the Panthers, a week off might not be a bad thing right now for him. Even if he could go, I would consider sitting him down anyway, just for a week, just to kind of get his head right, get healed up. Because again, no one's running away from the division. Like they can go 0-3, and now granted they play Arizona this weekend, so maybe we'll see. Arizona's better than we thought, but we'll see how that plays out. But even if you go 0-3, you're not out of it yet. I mean, no one is unbeaten in that division just yet. Everybody's 1-1 and 0-2. That's it. So you're still in it.
Right.
So maybe 1 week would help.
Yeah, but I mean, being in it in the NFC South isn't much of a
statement. That's why I think in week off, I'm going to come back week 4 and then see if he can use that as a launching point. We'll see. All right, Jalen Ramsey, your boy, trade request from the Jaguars. I mean...
Oh, now he's my boy, huh?
Oh, of course he's your boy.
Oh, now he's my boy, huh?
I don't know. That's the right way to you. That's the right way. That's the right way to use a boy. Labels.
Anyways... You already know what defensive player is my boy, and the damn sure ain't no defensive back, son.
What does
okay?
that stand for anyway? John Joseph? What is it? Some fan you are.
I don't know. I'm not listening. I ain't worried about all that. Just get me them sacks, son.
Well,
anyway.
Best fit for Ramsey. You any ideas where he could fit well? What team can use him? A contending team?
If they just weren't so freshly burned on a player like this, I'd say he's a fit in Oakland.
That is true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, but I don't think he's AB bad, to be honest with you. You think he's AB bad? You think Ramsey's AB bad?
I think there's that potential, but at the end of the day, I don't think. I don't know. I'm not going to rule it out, is what I'll say.
I don't know. Great player, man. I'll be honest. He's a great player, but I don't know. And I don't think the Jaguars plan on keeping him long term anyway. So just trade him, get rid of him. See what we can do. Get something for him. Might as well. Team stinks anyway.
Well, listen. Nick Foles getting hurt screwed up a lot of dreams.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going what, maybe 8-8 at best with Foles the quarterback. And I wasn't too. I mean, I thought they'd be better this year than last year, but I mean, Houston, Indy, even with Brissett, so. I meant to ask you this question last week. No, not last week. I don't want to forget it. Did you see Tim Tebow's comments on the Fair Pay Act, the Fair Pay bill that passed in California?
I do.
Anything you want to add to that? Anyone react to that?
I think they're taking that out of proportion, folks. I mean, like, what is Tebow actually going to say? Can we be honest? Like, look at this guy, and you remember what he looked like when he was playing the game of football, and all the crazy speeches he did in Florida, and all that other stuff. The way he acted, even as a quarterback in the NFL, for the short that was. You thought he was going to answer any different than that? If that fucks you, if that offends you, you're the goddamn problem for having your head up your ass if you saw all that, okay? You knew he was going to react that way. Now, I have my own issues with certain elements, player compensation and things like that, but a player's likeness is not among them.
Yeah, I thought, my position on the whole thing was that I thought he was naive. I thought he's well-intentioned. I always think Tim Tebow... I think Tim Tebow's a very well-intentioned guy in general. I think his heart is in the right place. But it was too rah-rah. Sure. This and that, and pay for the school, and that makes sense on the cut and dry service, all that. But there's more nuance now with this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. You lose me.
Well, and I think he was in just before
Right.
that nuance was taking place too. Let's be clear. Like, I think he was in before that lawsuit was filed by that basketball team. I think it was it Northwestern? I don't remember. But I think he was done playing, or he was either playing or had just finished playing college football when all that started to really go down. So
I defended him. I defended
fair.
Right, I defended him on Twitter because of the fact that people saying, "Oh, he's privileged." Like, how do you know he's privileged? How do you know? Do you know his life? I mean, you don't know where he came from. You can't just say that. Don't throw that word out there as though it's just.
You know why?
That was my only thing.
You know why they call him. You know why they call him privileged, DJ Christian.
So what? White people aren't allowed to be poor, or aren't poor? I mean, come on. I mean, my problem is maybe he is. But don't use that word when you have not done the research or have not done the background check to solidify using that word. How do you know he's privileged? Because you say he is? Because he's white skin?
You're asking for fans to educate themselves? You're asking fans to educate themselves. Ernest DJ Christian. I don't even know what to do with you right now. You just need a big hug, bro.
No, but he came from a naive point of view, and I'm sorry, you lose me, not so much him, because he didn't say this, but you lose me when the NCAA will fine players for just even accepting meals. If I offered a meal to a football player right now, he's getting in trouble. That's fucking bullshit.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, but I think that's separate from the issue at hand, right? The concept is, players and likenesses, so to speak, right? And from that standpoint, I think it's ridiculous. I wasn't a music major myself, but I knew a lot of music majors who would do something with their talent, be them playing an instrument or being a vocalist, singing somewhere or playing somewhere, and having paid gigs, still being students. Damn it! How is that any different from me signing a jersey for something?
No, I get why it's there. I just, to me, you lose me when you start talking about the basic things. I can't eat except a fucking meal from Taco Bell from a person or whatever because that's against the rules. Well, fuck you, change those rules. I mean, it's egregious to me, in my opinion, and that's why the NCAA loses a lot of goodwill from me because of shit like that. I get why it's in place, but it's stupid.
Well, remember this of the NCAA, EJ. It's an air quotes regulatory body, sort of. It's a very loose committee that's supposed to represent the ADs and the upper echelon of the colleges, right? So, in order for something to change, they have to all approve on it, right? A, B. Because it is merely a representative body, its ability to investigate and enforce is somewhat limited. So, what they've opted to do in a lot of cases could be to make the rules more harsh so as to not need as much enforcement or action, lacking a better word, to get into which cases are different where, right? Well, in this case, it was only things from Taco Bell from his mom. Why is that so bad? Oh, but this one, no, just shut the door. Then we don't have to spend money chasing down all these different things and all these random accusations because it makes more sense from the regulatory body's perspective, especially when you don't have the ability to have a good investigation core to hunt all that down. Why do you think all these investigations take so damn long, man?
All right, before you go, I promised you on Facebook yesterday, I don't know if you saw that I'd give you 2 minutes to rant on my power rankings, what's wrong with my power rankings and all that. So go ahead, feel free to go ahead and give me shit.
Right. So here's where we uncork this conspiracy theory, because Ernest Christian, last week, your top 10 was pretty pristine, okay? I really liked what you did there a lot. You actually put the Patriots up at the top of the list where they belong, when they belonged there this time. I was very happy. And now, this week, you put out this turd. Okay, listen. You've already shown me your talent. Don't try and tell me you suddenly devolved in 1 week. You want me to talk shit, and you're basically pulling your best Brian Snow. I said it. And you're doing this for the clicks, and you're trying to butter me up at the same time, quoting me on Twitter about Feinbaum stealing people's money. I know where you're coming from, Ernest DJ Christian. You are a Pats fan in hiding, and you are trying to do this just for the goddamn giggles. I know why you put the Cowboys at number 2, and it ain't because the Cowboys are the second best team.
Are you done yet?
Gotcha,
so basically, the main issue was Dallas and KC.
That was the big one. How the hell do you put the Vikings in the top 10? Kirk, I can't win a big game. Cousins, really? Which, by the way, I had to listen to a quarterback who was good, if not better than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning about how he can't win a big game. But everyone is silent about Kirk Cousins, and dumbasses like you are putting the Vikings in the top 10.
2 reasons why, and I know you asked that. If Drew Brees is healthy, they're gone. I may have told you this. I don't know if I told you on Monday, but when I did this, maybe somebody else. A lot of the people, like 2 or 3 teams in the top 10, the bottom 3 probably, mainly Minnesota and the Chargers, for example, are kind of default moves. Number one, I'm not ready to anoint Buffalo and San Francisco just yet. They were the only two teams I was considering putting in there, but I want to wait 1 more week before I put them in there. So there's a lot of default teams in there, obviously. Number 2, I'm just really impressed with Dallas, what they're doing. And I'm not even saying KC doesn't deserve to be there. The only reason I have KC a little lower is the injuries, Tyreek Hill and all that. Like, I think this week they could lose against Baltimore this week. That's all.
Well, first of all, if you saw how the Ravens struggled against the Cardinals, that already made you look like a damn moron. But we'll leave that alone. I don't care if they have Tyreek Hill or not. You're going to try to tell me that Dak Prescott's going to outperform Patrick Mahomes.
No, I just like Dallas' team right now. I just think Dallas has been no nonsense from the word go. I'm just impressed with and maybe I've been eyeballing Dallas a little more than I normally do, this early in the year. But I've watched both their games in completion. I guess I'm grossly impressed with what they've done on both sides of the ball.
Well, listen, Dak is doing stuff that you didn't expect. I'll grant that. And I don't care how, air quotes, bad the teams are he's playing. Though I think you are a little harsh on the Redskins, but I'm not passing judgment on that. This is a team that was fighting against the Eagles, fighting so desperately that Vernon Davis is catching touchdowns, for Christ's sake. I get it. But are the Cowboys at 2? Listen, I'll even give you that Randall Cobb may be the pickup of the entire season in the NFL for the Cowboys, just so that poor bastard Amari Cooper has somebody else for the ball to be thrown to. I get it. And let's not forget about Witten's return. That's all great. And they should be top 10. Hell, I'll even give you a top 5. Don't put them ahead of
to be fair, also, they were ahead of the Chiefs last week, too, to be honest with you.
Anyway.
So it's kind of...
And you know what? I didn't like that either, but I let it slide because you did so much better than usual. I didn't want to bring you down, and then you pull this again. I see right through your conspiracy theory that you're clickbaiting us for putting the Vikings in the top 10.
Do you think I'm smiling right now? Never mind. I just gave it away. We're laughing right now.
Yes, I do. I know you do.
Anyway, Cal, let's calm you down. Where can everybody find you? Promote. You're going to promote.
Let's calm you down. You brought this up.
I didn't think you'd blow a gasket in the process, though. I'm in your head, buddy.
By the way, but let me don't act like we can just dodge college football here. Where do you sit now with the UCF conversation?
I was very impressed. I think when you have wins like now, this is why I wish they had beaten USC a couple weeks ago. Oh, was it week 2 or where the hell it was? I feel robbed now as a result. It would be an even bigger highlight win for UCF had they had been unbeaten coming to the game. But it's still a big win because it's still a top Power 5 team. So I again, when you show me you're beating better teams, I'm not saying not a good team, but when I can see it against Power 5 teams on a consistent basis, it's hard to knock it. So I'm there. I'm there. I think the more you do this, the more you legitimize your program and going forward. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm rooting for UCF to win games. I want them to go to the playoff. I want it to happen, but I don't want to use my wants versus what I think and what should be. So.
So all I'll say is this. Last year, Notre Dame got in on the strength of an undefeated schedule, playing a schedule that's no more difficult
Nobody's
than UCF
disagreeing with you. No one's disagreeing with you on that. But again, Notre Dame is who? They're Notre Dame. I hate them to death, but, what are you going to do? Anyway.
At any rate, by the way, if they beat Georgia on Saturday, I will be.
Who's playing Georgia on Saturday? I forgot. I haven't seen the schedule yet.
I think Notre Dame is playing Georgia on Saturday. I think Notre Dame is playing Georgia on Saturday.
In the meantime, give me promote, and I'll find out who's playing right now.
Promote, we got promote. Get it out of the way. Of course, I'm Kyle Nash. As soon as again, you can find me on Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Instagram. It's the same, the SOTG. Find me on Facebook at the Student of the Game. Check out my podcast on SoundCloud, Sports Media Passes Night Class, where I host Mike Drokulich of Pittsburgh Sports Nation to talk a little bit about the Pitt UCF game. Some very interesting insights and explains why last year's game may not be a blueprint for what will happen this year when the Knights go up to Pittsburgh. Of course, check out my writings on UCF at sportsmediapass.com. Check out my writings on the Miami Dolphins at the Dolphins Wire of USA Today. Check out my other stylings on oldschool101.com as well as hilaritybydefault.com.
And by the way, you are correct. By the way, you are correct. That is the 8 o'clock game on Saturday night. Georgia is open at 13-point favorites, and they're 14-point favorites now. Oh. I'll be impressed too if they win that game. I'll be impressed also.
I don't think they will, but...
Oh, by the way, let me piss you off one more time before you go. Okay, I know how to get to you, obviously. For the first time in 17 years, Sunday Night Football had a battle wrestling. I had both the pay-per-view event, Clash of Champions, and Eagles-Falcons at the same time. And it battled each other. Insane.
Hey, you know what? I get it. Ric Flair has 16 more championships than Tom Brady, but one of them scripted the way to all those championships, and the other is Ric Flair. Anyways, you have a great day. You have a great day, Ernest Christian. But until next time, class dismissed.
What's going on, Zach? The gambling degenerate. I win week 2, 9-7. You win 7-9 for week 2. Oh, boy. So week 1 we tied. Week 2 I win. Week 3, are you going to win week 3? What's going on?
I don't know, man. Other than the Dolphins and the Jet game, I'm not feeling too sure about myself.
Yeah, I've been watching football for 30 years, and I have never in my life seen in the same week 2 games that are in the 20s in terms of spreads. That is insane. Now, one makes sense. The other one is more coincidental. We'll get into it in a second. So let's start now. Let's not waste any time. Let's start right now. First game, Thursday Night Football. Pits the Tennessee Titans heading to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. The Jaguars are. Give me 1 second. I believe it's. Wait, hold on. I'm pulling up my phone real quick. 1 quick second. I'm on air doing this. Unbelievable. How professional. All right, the Jaguars are... No, actually, I apologize. The Tennessee Titans are 1.5 point favorites. The total number is 40. Zach, where are you going with this one?
I'm going to go with Tennessee. They're like 5-1 against Jacksonville in their last 6 games. So if there's a trend, you've got to take that.
I'm going to go the over here.
Really?
I think this could be a 23-21 type of game. Something in that ballpark where it's like low 20s, real low 20s. I don't know. I'm just... I want to take Tennessee. I want to Tennessee, but look, that Colts game, man. You know, they had the Colts dead to rights, and
how many overs have you seen in Tennessee? They are not an over game to bet on.
But I could see a defensive score coming up here. I could see, you know, you can see a lot of things happen. See, that's the thing with Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football is one of those weeks where you can see a surprise or two sometimes. Things that may not be as it seems. I don't know. I wouldn't bet this game, obviously. I'm not going to bet this game, but my gut tells you it'd be over. So, I don't know. Are you going to watch it?
Well, yeah, I got nothing else to do on a Thursday night.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, NBA's not back yet, so yeah, that's a good point. All right, next game here, we have the Denver Broncos heading to Green Bay to face the Packers. The Packers right now are 8-point favorites. The over-under is 43 on this game. Where are you going, Zach, on this one?
Quite frankly, I would love to take Green Bay just to cover, but they have not been great on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the first quarter of the Vikings game, they have not been able to do much. So I'm going to do what I tried to tell you to do with the Tennessee game, and I'm going to take the under in the game.
I am there as well. I'm taking the under as well on 43. And I'm the same thing with Green Bay. I look, the 2-0, you got to be impressed to some degree. People ask me why they're so low in my power rankings because, okay, they haven't looked. Their offense anyway has not looked great in any of these two games. They looked great in the first quarter against Minnesota, but after that they tailed off. But you gotta give them credit. They won not just two games, but they won two divisional games. And I think Green Bay, I think the new system and all that, I think they're still learning some things there. So I think Green Bay wins this game, but I think they'll win by maybe by a touchdown or less, but not 8 points. They didn't come to 8 points. So I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go in the under anyway. It's gonna be a low scoring game again. Even if they win the blowout, they probably about 30-7. You know what I'm saying? Some wacky.
Well,
score.
Here's my question. If Green Bay manages to finally put up 30 points and do it on a Denver defense, will you actually start to give them some respect?
Absolutely. You know, you know I love Aaron Rodgers. You know this. Come on.
You haven't loved them the first 2 weeks of the season.
Well, they moved up a little bit. They weren't even ranked week one. Were they? I didn't even rank them week one, did I? No.
Because you were disrespectful.
I don't get you, man. For the last 5 years, you sit there and tell me that I've overrated Green Bay. I overrated Aaron Rodgers. Now I stop placing them correctly, and now it's a problem.
Yes, because the last time Green Bay had a defense like this, they won a Super Bowl.
2010. All right, next game here.
All I can say is after 2 weeks, I am willing to modify my expectations and Super Bowl aspirations on teams.
Right. I've been doing that too. I've been doing that as well. All right, next game here, we have the Detroit Lions heading to Philadelphia to face the Eagles. The Eagles are 7-point favorites. The over-under is 46.5. I'm taking Detroit in the points here, +7. I think Philly's injuries, Detroit's been competitive. Obviously, they won 0-1. They should have beaten Arizona. Beat the Chargers on week 2. I think they're not a terrible team. Even when I predicted them to be last place in the division, they weren't going to be fall off a cliff bad. It's just that somebody has to be bad in that division. And I think Detroit's competitive. So I'm going to go Detroit +7. I think they'll lose, but I think they'll keep this game relatively close.
I'm going to play for a push. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Wow.
I figure we're both playing for a push.
I'm taking Detroit. I can see 24-20.
I don't think Matt Patricia knows how to stop a defense like this, even with Deshaun Jackson out. I do not think he can stop an offense like this.
I'm not. I'm with you. I'm not a fan of his personally, but again, the injuries to Philly, you know, yeah, I mean that game was weird against Atlanta, and they've shown some vulnerability too this year as well already. Not just losing to Atlanta, but also in week 1 against your team, the Redskins, in that first half. So I think it's possible they can, they'll win the game, but I think they'll keep it close. So, all right, here's the game I'm looking forward to watching this week. That is the Baltimore Ravens heading to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Chiefs right now are 6.5-point favorites, over under 55 points. Remember last year, that great game these two teams had in the same spot, albeit it was later in the year in the cold. I'm taking Baltimore the points here.
See, I was torn because I made this mistake last week, and it cost me a game. Do I just take the over, and maybe Baltimore's defense shows up and I get screwed on the over?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just take Kansas City, which I know I should do?
It's their first home game, I'll say that.
So, well, now knowing that it's Kansas City's first home game, I'm going to just take Kansas City.
All right.
It's 6.5, right?
6.5, yep.
Yeah, I'll take the 6.5. I'll risk it, but I'm feeling better about it. I should have done it last week, so it's probably going to screw me 2 weeks in a row because I changed my mind from the over, but hey.
That half point might be very, very key this week. This saying. The half point staring at me like a bad habit. I'm just saying. All right, next game here we have the Cincinnati Bengals heading to Buffalo face the 2-0 Bills. The Bills right now are 6-point favorites. The over/under in this game is 44. I was tempted to take the Bills to cover the spread, but I don't know, man. I'm still on the. I'm on the fence of the Bills in terms of being a playoff team. I thought they'd be in the conversation at some point, 8-8, 7-9, maybe before the year started. Certainly a 2-0 out the gate. I'm just, but these are the games that sometimes they let you down a little bit. When you think you start believing this team and they'll lose a game like this once in a while. I'm going to take the under on this game at 44.
Whoa. I went the other way. I'm going to take Cincinnati plus the points on the road. It's 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
a bounce back.
To do it. If I feel that good about Cincinnati, I should just take the over. But I'm going to just stick with Kansas City plus the 6 points. And they have been absolutely horrible on the road. So
you mean the Bengals, right? The Bengals.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati, right. I heard Kansas City. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I am hoping Cincinnati breaks their streak on the road.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting game. This is one of those games where, obviously people say, Buffalo has to beat a good team to prove themselves. I think that they got to beat the bad teams too, just to kind of show that they can do that. Because if those games that sell you a little bit on, okay, well they can win the games they need to win, whatever. So it's a huge game for the Bills, I think, in my opinion. All right, next game here.
Yeah. I think the Bills will win the game. I just had this thought that it's going to be another one of those late games. It'll be a field goal, and so that's why.
Mm-hmm. All right, next game here we have the Atlanta Falcons heading to Indy to face the Colts. This is the Colts' first home game of the year as well, too. They are currently 2-point favorites. The over/under in this game is 46.5. I got to tell you, I'm taking a Colts in this game, man. I don't trust the Falcons to save this for my life. And that game against Philadelphia on Sunday was another reason why. They should have lost that game. The way they played, they should have held that lead. They had the riots, and they almost lost that game. I think Indy coming home, they've been competitive on the road the first 2 weeks. Beat tough Tennessee team, almost beat the Chargers in week 1. I think this Colts team is pretty good, and I think they could win this game at home. And first home game of the year, excited crowd. I'm gonna take the Colts here to cover.
My only fear about the Colts being able to cover is the fact that Atlanta can look at New Orleans and go, okay, we have a shot now. We have a shot at winning the division. If we can get hot, we can take it. And so I went the other way. I'm going to take the over in the game. I believe there will be a lot of points scored in this game.
Well, it could be. In the Dome, too, especially. So, yeah, it's very possible. All right, next game here, we have the Oakland Raiders heading to Minnesota to face the Vikings. The Vikings are 8-point favorites. Over/under is 43. Your boy Kirk Cousins shit the bed last week. I'm sure you enjoyed that.
Listen, he's kind of shit the bed the first 2 weeks of the season. I get it, they won the first week of the season, but it was all on Dalvin Cook in the run game. So, quite frankly, until I see otherwise, I'm not going to expect anything from the passing game.
Right. That being said,
and that's why
go ahead.
I am actually going to take Oakland plus the 8.
You know, I thought about doing that. I'm like, I don't know, man. You know, Minnesota. I'm high in Minnesota this year. I know because it's like shit, but this roster protects them, and you see flashes with them. At times, they could be great.
Here's the scary thing about that thought that you're high on Minnesota. He hasn't even played a primetime game yet, and he has not looked good. What do you think's gonna happen when he starts playing those Sunday night games, Monday night games, where he's like 1-8 or 2-9?
I'm gonna change my pick there. I'm gonna take the over on this game at 43.
All right.
I was gonna take Minnesota to cover. Then I'm like, you know what? I am not doing that shit again with Kirk Cousins, trusting his ass again. I even put him on a parlay. No, never again. I'm taking the over in this game.
Because you have a better shot of them covering at 20-10 than you do it being like a 30-17 game or something.
Right. All right, next game here. Here we go. Whew. Oh my God, this is insane. The New York Jets headed to New England face the Patriots. The Patriots are, yes, 22.5-point favorites. This is not college football. This is the NFL. Yes, the Patriots are 22.5-point favorites at home against the Jets. The over/under is 43.5. Obviously, this is in my opinion the coincidental game because of the fact that injuries to quarterbacks. They're down to the third string now, and the pass is that damn good. So, and guess what? I am taking the pass to cover this game.
I am too. And my only question is, when did Mother Teresa die? Because I'm starting to think that Mother Teresa was reincarnated as Tom Brady. Because to live in this division for the 20 years of your NFL career, and this is what you're getting on the back end of your career, the Dolphins and the Jets.
And not just the back end, the very, very back end. Like, literally, he should have retired already by virtue of his age.
Yes. Just looking at the virtue of his passing performances last year, he probably should have retired.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the NFL, in some miraculous way, gifted him the Dolphins rebuild and mono.
The kissing disease. Oh, man. So you think the pass cover too, huh?
Oh, yes. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I want it to make the line 29.5.
Oh, my God. Mortgage bet. Mortgage bet.
Oh, that's not my mortgage bet. My mortgage bet is coming up soon.
Okay. Is it this game here? The Cowboys going at home against the Dolphins? The Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are 21-point favorites. The over/under this game is 47. I myself I'm taking Dallas to win this game to cover because the Dolphins are they're tanking. They are doing what they want to do. They have a vision. They're gonna let go all their best players. Minka Fitzpatrick got traded to the Steelers. By the way, I think both teams won that trade deal because I think the Steelers will be a mid-tier to a lower draft number this coming offseason, and I think also the Steelers get a guy who's...
I think that was an absolute steal for the Steelers. Not only did you get Minka Fitzpatrick, who was the second best player on defense on the Dolphins, who will move right in and be your best DB.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
Your best safety. But you're going to get essentially a late third round pick. Like, they're picking up the fourth round pick of the Dolphins. That's 97. The very first pick in the fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can get a starter still with that pick.
Yep. Yeah. Cowboys
I
look
think
good.
that was absolutely an amazing deal by the Steelers.
Were you one of the other ones too? Also on Facebook, giving me shit about the Cowboys being too high on my rankings.
No, I gave you shit because you didn't put Kansas City ahead of the Cowboys.
Well, right, too high. I had Dallas number 3 last week, and I went to number 2. Basically, what I did, I took out Philadelphia from 2 and moved up Dallas and Kansas City.
Well, I mean, you got part of it right by moving Kansas City ahead of the Eagles, but no, Dallas, I think, is the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. From what I've seen, they're the number 1. I think Green Bay is the number 2 seed.
Fascinating year it is. It really is. Dallas to cover, as you say, also too. Lock of the week for you. Mortgage bet of the week.
Yes. And real quick on this one, I think Dallas wins by 40 because I believe Dak Prescott wants to run up the numbers. Him and Amari Cooper want to put up as many touchdowns as possible.
Contracts.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, there are too many contracts that still need to get paid out.
Right. All right, here we go. 4 o'clock games here. We have the New York Football Giants without Eli Manning, who got benched in favor of Daniel Jones this week, who made his first start of his NFL career, going to Tampa against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are currently 6.5-point favorites. Over-under here is at 48. Your thoughts on Eli being benched?
It's 2 years overdue.
Mm-hmm.
The one good thing your old coach did, who I can't even remember his name.
Ben McAdoo?
Yes, thank you. Was put in Geno Smith. And when Geno Smith can replace Eli, that lets you know something. And I hear this talk that Eli might get traded to Jacksonville or the Steelers. I'm sorry, you're better picking up a guy from the grocery line than you are with Eli.
I think Eli's done. Retire. Time to retire.
I hope he does. That's his best shot at going to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
If he keeps playing and keeps going downhill, more people will believe that, you know what? He had 2 fluke seasons, and that's what it was.
Right. That being said, I was tempted to take the Giants on the points here because new quarterback, new energy.
Momentum and heart?
Pardon me?
Tell me, come on, man. Do it with me. Take the Giants with me. If you go Giants, I'll go Giants.
Let's take the under in this game, actually. But 48. You know
No,
what? Fuck it.
come on.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the Giants on the points here. Bucks aren't that good.
All right.
The Bucks aren't 6.5 points better than the Jets. Better than the Giants.
I will take the Giants, too.
The Giants, yeah. I think the Giants, yeah. It's going to be a close game. Okay.
Good.
There you go.
I think the momentum, like, there's going to be that fun factor and that breath of life again.
I agree with you 100%. All right, next game here, we have the struggling Carolina Panthers heading to Arizona to face the Cardinals, who look pretty decent right now. The Panthers are 2-point favorites now. I think the only reason it's 2-point favorites here is because I think Vegas believes Cam will play this week. I said earlier in the podcast with Kyle that because of the NFC South being so bad, not bad, but Drew Brees out 6 weeks, Panthers aren't trustworthy. Buccaneers, are the Bucs, and they're untrustworthy. The Falcons are frauds, in my opinion. That even being 0-2, that the Panthers can afford to Cam Newton to miss 1 week to get his head straight. Obviously, he has an injury, but also I believe also too a week off wouldn't hurt him either against a team that they probably should be able to win against. Although Cardinals are better than we thought, but I think Vegas thinks that Cam might play. That's why it's still favorites because Arizona's looked pretty good this first 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind seeing Will Grier play the game, play one game, see what he can do. I believe the injuries are a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the cumulative effect, I think we're going to start seeing it border on the Carson Wentz, where he's out 3 and 4 games at a time.
Mm-hmm. That being said, I'm taking the under in this game at 46. I think Cam
And
be
you
out.
know what?
I think Cam be out. I think he better than Cam plays, but I think Cam be out, and I think the unders is.
No, I'm there with you, because even if Cam were to play, I'd actually be more inclined to take the over if Cam didn't play.
Oh wow,
But
really? Okay.
Well, no, it's one of those things where I feel like everyone will gel together for that week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't practice all week having Will Greer as practicing with the first team and then just put in Cam Newton at game time. That throws off that timing, which has not been there to begin with.
So are you? Well, we don't know yet. I think Cam misses the game, regardless.
Yeah, I'm taking the under on the safe bet.
Okay. All right, next game here we have the New Orleans Saints without Drew Brees, heading to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The Seahawks right now are 4.5-point favorites. I'm a little shocked the spread is this low. Does Vegas think Teddy Bridgewater be good in this game? That's the. I'm a little. I know Seattle's been kind of like the 2-0, but it can, not perfect football. I'm taking what I have. Hold on, what I have here on the list. Hold on, give me 1 second. I just lost the screen. Here he goes. Yeah, I'm taking Seattle to cover this game. They're at home. They're at home. Come on. 12th man.
I'm right there with you. I feel like the Saints would actually have a better chance of winning this game if they had Hill at quarterback. Bringing in Bridgewater, he's going to want to try and prove he's still a capable passer.
Mm-hmm.
If you use Hill, Seattle's defense would have to guard against the run, the RPO,
right,
play action. There'd be so much more Seattle's defense would have to be cognitive of. But they're going with Bridgewater, and I do not understand.
All right.
No, Hill during the preseason proved he should have been the backup.
Well, I just saw a thing came in with the 20 minutes ago that Sean Payton says team will approach week 3 with both Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill in the game plan. So
Good. I couldn't remember the dude's first name. I kept thinking Jordan for some reason.
Jordan Hill, it's NBA basketball. All right, next game here. Hold on, let me just bring something quick. Next game here. Screen here. Okay, here we go. The Houston Texans heading to LA to face the Chargers. The Chargers are 3-point favorites. Over under at 48. I am taking the over on this game. Good game here, by the way. Playoff matchup, potentially.
Absolutely great game. But the way the Chargers have played the first 2 weeks of the season, I'm not sure they're a playoff team right now.
Number 10 on my ranking by default.
The only way you fit them into a playoff picture right now is for the simple fact that the Steelers are out of it. If it wasn't for Roethlisberger going down, could you envision an AFC with the Chargers by the way they had played? I don't think so.
Right. Well,
that's why I am taking Houston to win in LA.
Oh, wow. Well, I like it. Gutsy. All right. How about this one? The Steelers, without Big Ben, as you just mentioned, heading to San Francisco to face the 2-0 Niners. The Niners are 6.5-point favorites. The over-under is 43.5. I'm going to shock you here. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the points here. I think Mason Rudolph has played decent last week. I also don't believe in San Fran. I'm still on the fence with San Fran right now, too. So when you combine those two things, Mike Tomlin's a good coach. Just like you said with the Giants, with Daniel Jones, rather fresh air. Not saying Big Ben played bad, just some newness to the team. I think the Steelers could be competitive here. I think they'll keep the game close. Whether they win or not is another story. But 6.5 points is a team that I'm still on the fence with. I'll take that. Let's go, Pittsburgh.
All right, first I'll get to my pick, which I'm taking the over. I believe Mason Rudolph and the Steelers proved they can still score some points. So I'm going to take them covering the 43 points. I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question to you. If Mason Rudolph were able to lead the Steelers to a 9-7 record, be on a playoff bubble, do you think that the Steelers might look at trading Roethlisberger in the offseason with 1 year left on his contract?
I don't think teams will take a chance on that unless they know he's coming back, because these retirement, people are talking about him retiring again. Not so much that he's saying anything, but because of the nature of the injury, his age, and what he's done the last couple of years, where he's threatened retirement already in the recent past too.
The only time the dude ever threatens retirement is either he's up on a rape charge or he's trying to get a contract extension.
I don't know. Elbow injury at 38, that's not a season-ending injury at week 2. That's a bad sign. I'm not saying he's going to retire, but it would not shock me if you see a ticker sometime in March saying that he's just done.
All right. So you're banking more on retirement than a comeback.
My point is, I don't think teams will take a chance on him like that if they think he may retire. They're gonna want to come back.
I still believe if teams are willing to even think about, even have a single thought about trading for Eli, they would certainly make a trade for Big Ben.
Oh,
and
again, the caveat here is if they're confident that Big Ben will return. But I think teams are probably in the back of their mind thinking that he may retire.
All right.
So this is that. All right, final game here of the 4:00 session. Here we have this is the 8:00 game. This is the Sunday game actually. Sorry about that. The Rams 2-0 heading to Cleveland to face the Browns. The Rams are 3-point favorites. The over/under is 50. The Browns have not looked impressive. 23-3 win against the Jets, and still unimpressive in my opinion. I was unimpressed.
Yeah, for the simple fact that if it wasn't for a blown coverage on OBJ, what is it, 16-3?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. That's embarrassing. And now you're going to go against a front line that the Rams have, and the Browns have all kinds of offensive line problems.
Mm-hmm.
Please give me the Rams at 3. I will take the Rams all day long at -3.
I am also taking the Rams at 3 as well too. I don't believe in the Browns. I'm sorry, I don't. Baker Mayfield, top 10 quarterback, get the hell out of here with that crap. Stop.
Top 10. How about maybe top 20 right now? He is not looking good.
No, I agree, 100%. So all right, and the final game here, of course, Monday Night Football. Your boys are on at home against the Chicago Bears. The Bears are currently 4-point favorites. The over/under is 41.5. How do you feel about this game, bud?
Well, I'm kind of confused. Did, NBA or NFL players not understand how bad the Redskins were going to be this season to put them on a Monday night game already?
I know.
I so want to roll because it's only -4. What am I talking about? Of course I'm going to take the Bears. I am going to take the Bears because if it wasn't for 9 seconds to go in the Eagles game, the Redskins would be 0-2 against the spread.
That's true. Good point. I'll take the safe bet here and take the over at 41.5 because it's
over. The safe bet is the under. Are you trying to let me catch up?
I'm gonna smell out a special teams touchdown here somewhere to get me over. That's why.
Oh my gosh! The only way it's over is when freaking Chicago wins 37-7.
Again, just like the Tennessee game, I can see this game being in the low 20s. So, just saying.
I will say
23-20 gets you there, buddy. 23-20 gets you there.
I think there's a better chance of Colin Kaepernick signing a contract at halftime to play quarterback for the Redskins than that game going over.
And by the way, could we stop with the Kaepernick stuff, man? I mean, forget all the political shit aside. He hasn't played football in 3 years.
I agree.
Stop.
Dude's been out of football for 3 years. There's no way he could come back and be any good.
Right. I mean, granted, I like the fact that it's being brought up because look, I believe he's being blackballed. I believe he's being blackballed. Absolutely, no question he's being blackballed, and it puts people in task, bringing him his name, and I get that, but he's not in football shape. Okay, sorry, I don't. Everybody says he's in the best shape of his life. Cool, that's cool. So are people in the gym.
Yeah, six-pack abs do not mean you're in football shape.
Exactly. Come on now. I mean, at some point he's going to stop with that. It's been over 3 years.
It will not stop until he turns 40.
I'm
just saying that's the truth.
You say that, but
that will be one of those things unless another quarterback ends up getting blackballed.
You say that, but social media, has other things in mind. So whatever. Anyway, before I let you go, as always, we do our FSU minute real quick. Again, another game they could have won. Virginia had them dead to rights.
That was the first game all season I felt they had a shot at winning. I watched that. I had to go out to Duffy's to watch it because I refused to pay for ESPN Plus, which makes no sense when I love boxing.
Well, next time let me know. I have access. I have it. I'll give you the password.
All right, I might do that. I don't like to do that. I feel wrong, but
stop it.
There's certain laws I love to break, and then there's certain laws I don't. Plus, I want businesses to make money.
That's true. You are a capitalist at heart. As liberal as you are still a capitalist at heart.
Yeah. Problem is, the only people that get screwed over by capitalism is small businesses who are forced to work under capitalism.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole other podcast other day.
All right.
Anyway, but they play Louisville this week. They're 8.5-point favorites. I think they'll win this week. I think they'll win.
I do too, because Louisville is absolutely garbage.
Mm-hmm.
That lets you know how bad Florida State is, because if Florida State was an ounce of good with an ounce of talent at head coach,
mm-hmm.
we'd be 21-point favorites.
It's weird. We're 1-2 this year. I mean, look, it is what it is. Just get to 7. If they can get 7 wins this year, I'll be happy.
Again, I don't care about 7 wins. I don't care about a bowl anymore. All right. I had the first 36 years of my life with bowls. I'm okay with losing one now, not making it. I understand what every other team and every other fan in our country has gone through. I get it. You don't always go to a bowl game. I learned that. Here's what I care about. Beat Florida, beat Miami, and that's all I care about.
Amen. I'm the same way too, actually. I'm the same way too.
We were way too privileged as fans.
Oh yeah. If privilege had a face to it, it's Florida State football.
Literally, by the time we got out of diapers, me and you, we were in a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not go out of a bowl game until your kids were trying to get potty trained.
Yep.
So I blame it on you and your kids.
What's funny, ever since my oldest son was born, that's where Eli Manning's drop started.
Oh my gosh.
2013.
You're not evangelical, right?
I'm not evangelical?
Yeah, you're non-denominational, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
When we speak in tongues?
Man, I was just going to send a psychic over to your house and get a reading.
Real quick. Big game. Georgia, Notre Dame. Who wins?
That is not a big game.
Okay, never mind.
Georgia wins by 14 at least.
Okay. And what about Auburn A&M? Go Auburn.
I'm really big on the A&M quarterback. He has not had a great start, but I think the kid's awesome.
I like him too. Go Auburn.
I wish I could remember what the spread was. I'd have to look it up real quick.
3.5 now.
Four.
Open at 4. It's 3.5 now.
Ooh. then give me Texas A&M at 3.5.
You think they went outright? Wow. You think they went and going away? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, Zach,
Listen, I have not been impressed by Auburn. Granted, maybe I'm a little bitter about the Oregon game, but whatever.
Oh man. Auburn's my third team. Like I like FSU, obviously. The only two things I root for, quote unquote, is Michigan and Auburn.
God damn it!
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Because of course, on Michigan State number 2 is Hawaii.
By the way, Michigan, Wisconsin. This is the first game that you can really start putting the whole fire of Harbaugh. If he loses this game, oh boy, Wisconsin's 2.5 favorites too. Oh my god.
You know, he's been pretty good against Wisconsin, though.
Yeah, I know, but they're dogs this week.
They're dogs because
On the road.
Here's a real question.
Go ahead.
How is a former quarterback, former offensive coordinator, head coach guy so shitty at calling offense? Like, their offense is so bad. Someone sitting at home can literally look up at how they line up and go, oh, this is going to be a slant. Oh, this is going to be a hook. Oh, this is going to be a run to the right. Oh, this is going to be a run to the left. Oh, this is going to be a sweep. Like, you can see it when they line up. He is so bad at college football at Michigan. He was never this bad at Stanford. Was it because he had Andrew Luck? Or that he is so timid at Michigan?
I don't know. That's a good question. Because I'm definitely in the overrated camp. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's overrated. I think based on the hype when he came into, that doesn't mean he's not a good coach.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying he's overrated.
Well, here's my other thing with Michigan is they need to bench their quarterback and start playing McCaffrey at quarterback.
You think so?
Oh, yes. I know so.
So you're not a Patterson guy, huh?
No, he was terrible in the SEC. He's been terrible in the Big Ten. And the few glimpses I have seen of McCaffrey, he has been good.
Oh. Well, that's an interesting point of view here. So
Here's one of those things I really wish would happen. Seeing McCaffrey transfer to Michigan State.
Well, I'm just glad that they separated the games. I'm glad that you have this game at 12 o'clock. You're going to have the Auburn game at 3, alongside Florida State, of course. I'll have on the other TV. And then you have on Notre Dame at 8 o'clock. Notre Dame, Georgia, 8 o'clock. So I'm glad they spread all the big games. Spread it out nice.
Yeah.
I'll be blowing.
It ain't that bad.
I'll be blowing up your phone while you're at work.
Hey. But it's going to be like last week. I'm going to do another 5-team parlay. I got screwed on a push last week. I'm going to do 2 pros, take the 2 biggest spreads of the week, New England and Dallas, and then it's going to be 3 college games.
Fucking Alabama fucked me last week. Couldn't even cover the first half.
Ohio State has been absolute fucking money, bro.
I'm glad you told me that now. I think I'm going to bet them in the first half this week.
Yeah. First half, whole game, they have been money.
Well, right now they're 38-point favorites against Miami of Ohio. I mean, they're always a lock. All these like bad schools that come and play in Ohio, in Columbus, they seem to cover pretty often. I think I'm gonna go.
No,
that route.
When you do, see, I didn't know who they were playing this week. Miami of Ohio for a 38-point, maybe in the first half. I don't know. I actually would, because I would generally believe that for a first half line, it's going to be 21.5 points.
You think so?
So I would probably take Miami of Ohio if they're going to make the first half 21.5.
I'll check it. I'll have to check on Bovada when I get a chance.
Because in-state rivalries, every big school has been easy on lately.
I'll keep that in mind.
Or
Definitely.
from my general watching they have.
Mm-hmm.
If they're an out-of-state little school getting paid to take an ass whooping, pay for the ass whooping because it's going to happen. No, because the head coach already knows what they paid for, so they're like, "Oh, we can lay on the points."
Mm-hmm. Anyway, good luck with your picks this week. I hope maybe you get a win finally. So, Zach.
Yeah, man, 2 and 3, baby.
All right, buddy, take it easy. All right.
Take it easy.
All right, bud.
Later.